wished you could build something cool with code but didn't know where to start? Imagine creating your very own working calculator from scratch using a few simple lines of Python. In this video, we'll dive into the basics of programming and show you how to make a calculator using Python. So first, we want to ask the user what the first number they want to calculate is. To do this, we're going to put a variable name. In this case, I'm going to put num1, so number 1, equals float, bracket, input inside the brackets, and then the text you want to ask. So enter first number. And this is going to ask the user to enter the first number, their first number that they want to calculate, that is. So the reason I put this float here is because I wanted to only accept float inputs, meaning so decimals and numbers. If you put something other than numbers, it won't work. So after this, you want them to enter the operator, so plus, minus, multiplication, or division. So so you have to use another variable. I'm going to call it OP for operation, and then equals input, bracket, apostrophes. You always have to put in the apostrophes if you want to print something or ask something. And then you're going to put enter operator. And then, so you can do colon. And then just so they know what they are, I'm going to put plus, minus. This means multiplication, because since there's no multiplication symbol on the keyboard, and this means division. So, and then you're going to ask the second number. So you're going to put num2 for number 2 equals float, bracket, input, bracket, and then the text you want to ask. So enter second number. So if you run this, it's going to ask you to enter the first number. So you can enter 2, let's say, and then operator, so plus and 2, and then it's done. So if we run this again, you'll see that where are the numbers. If you enter something else, let's say hi, then you get an error because it doesn't work. Also, just a quick thing, if you have all this stuff here, if you type clear over here and then click enter, it's going to clear everything. So now you want the if statement. So if the operator is this, then add number 1 plus number 2 and stuff like that. So you're going to put an if statement. An if statement is, if this condition is true, then do this. So we're going to put if OP, so operator, equals 2 equal signs, plus, you have to do apostrophes and then plus, then colon, enter. You'll see it gives a tab, so it's under that, and then you can do print. So it'll print the result. So apostrophes, result. And then since you want it to do the number, you have to use the variables. So you get out of the apostrophes, do comma, space, and then number 1, since it's a plus number 2. So it will print the result number 1 plus number 2. So if you see this, you can do 2 plus 2, and then it will put the result as 4. Now we have to do the same thing for minus. multiply and divide. So instead of doing another if statement, we're going to do elif. So also if this condition, so you're adding another condition. So elif op operation equals to apostrophe minus, then colon, enter, print bracket apostrophe result, and then the same thing, except instead of doing plus, you're going to do num1 minus number2, which will print the answer to number1 plus number2, minus number2. And then we're going to do the same thing again for multiplication. So multiplication will be this symbol. So then we're going to do print result, and then comma number1 times num2, and then you're going to add another elif operation equals, so this is dividing. So just remember, you have to do 2 equal signs, and yeah, you should be good. So and then you're going to do an if statement. So you know how you can't divide with 0. So then you're going to do if num2 equals 0. So if the number isn't 0, then print, and you don't have to do any apostrophes because it's a number. Then you're going to print the results. So oops, I didn't do the brackets. Result number1. Oh, you have to put this in the apostrophes. So number1 divided by num2. So then you're going to do an else statement. So this means if the conditions don't apply, then you're going to print error division by 0. So this means if it's 0, then you can't divide. What's this? Probably just glitching. So we did all the operators, but what if they put something else? So like let's say they put high. So then you're going to put an else statement here too, and then this is going to be invalid operators because it's not an operator. Invalid operator. So this should work. Oh, I forgot to put the comma. So then if you run this, it's going to ask you to enter the first number. So let's just put 10. And then you can put times 10, and then it will show the result 100. But let's say you want to make another operator. So we're going to put this in a loop, and then at the end of each calculation, it's going to ask the user. We're going to ask the user if they want to make another calculation. If no, then it's going to break the loop. If yes, it's going to continue the loop. To do this, we're going to use a while true loop. So you have to do while true, capital T. You always have to do the capital T. And to do this, you have to indent all of this. So I'm using VS Code, so you can just highlight all this and select all this and then click tab. and then that should happen. So it'll indent it. So then there shouldn't be any errors. So now it'll keep on looping, but we want something to break the loop. To do that, we're going to make another input like this one, and then we're going to ask keep going. So this is the variable name I'm going to use. Keep going equals input. So we're going to ask, do you want to make another calculation? So it's going to ask the user, do you want to make another calculation? So if we're going to make another if statement, if keep going equals yes, and then you can add dot lower. So this means if you type, let's say instead of typing capital Y, yes. So when you're asking something, Python is very sensitive, even the capitals count. But if you add this, even if you add lowercase y, it'll still accept the condition. So you can do continue. This means it's going to continue the loop. So we're going to do elif keep going equals no. So if they type no, we're going to break the loop. So to do this, we're going to add the dot lower. So to do this, we're going to type break. Oh, yeah, indent. Type break. So this should break the loop. But what if they type something else than no and yes? So we're just going to break the loop again. Else break. So I'm just going to put enter. What's this? Okay, so VS Code just crashed for some reason, so I closed it and restarted it, and it works now. So you can enter the first number, let's say 5, and then you can do multiplication, and then times, let's do a high number like 635. And then it will show you the answer, 3,175. And then it'll ask you if you want to make another calculation. So you can put yes, lowercase, it'll still work. So then you can make another calculation, 3 plus 3. And then it'll show the answer. And then let's say you don't want to, so you click no. You type no, and then it'll stop. And then it'll run again. Oh, it's running again because I clicked the run button. It should work. And then if you put an invalid operator, it'll type invalid operator. So then, yeah, works. I hope you found this video useful. Like, share, and subscribe. And bye-bye.